What's up everyone, it's Lens Addict here, and today I've got another Mavic 3 crash on ActiveTrack to show you. Previously the Mavic 3 made it through here with no issues, but today unfortunately I got stuck in the bush and it ran into some branches and crashed. So we'll show you what that looks like. It's just about to happen. So I keep walking forward and I'm thinking, oh, I think it's not going to make it through here. So I decided to walk backwards, and it actually got stuck here and crashed, which is a bit sad. Thankfully though, no major damage really. The drone was totally fine. So yeah, I ended up taking it off again, and it kept flying just fine. And yeah, I'll show you some other really cool ActiveTrack footage. So let's do that. So this is my friend seeing how well the Mavic 3 can handle you hiding from the drone. So I just got my friend to jump down and hide. And you can see the drone kind of goes, oh, should I try and get them? But it ends up deciding not to go closer and ends up losing the subject. So if you're ever worried about a drone getting you, just hide from it. And here's some footage of the drone navigating through the park. But this time we're going to show you what the drone sees versus the screen, because I've done this previously in the past in the drone. I only showed you the footage from the drone, not the ActiveTrack. So it's really fun to see the ActiveTrack tracking along, seeing how it goes. So you can see it's doing quite well actually. And you can see it's dodging all the branches. It's doing a really good job. And I kept running, just trying to see how far we can take it. There's some fine branches here it does get close to, but it dodges them. And here's where it gets quite challenging for the drone, because it gets very dense in the bush here. And you can see it really doesn't want to go past this. It's trying. You can see that I'm getting further away, but it just doesn't want to go forward. But once I start going backwards, it figures it out and goes backwards. In the past, it actually has gone through there, but today it decided not to do it. You can also see the drone tracking side on a bit here, and you can see me like going around more trees. So overall, it's doing a really good job here. You can even see it going down and up in altitude, as it should. And you can see it detected the branches there that were quite thin. And here's actually where the crash happens. So that little section on the right there is where the drone crashed. And basically it couldn't make it through this part. And yeah, it crashed in here. So I'll show you again for a second time if you'd like. Thankfully there was no damage to the drone, and yeah, it was actually probably the best possible outcome. It landed on like a big ferny bush, so it was a very soft landing for it to fall out of the sky. I just had to replace some props. You can see me looking back here quite worried, being like, oh no, and then you can see it fall. Thankfully not too far of a fall. The Mavic 2 series used to fight this kind of stuff a lot harder. The Mavic 3 kind of just wants to just fall out of the sky the second it detects resistance on the motors, unfortunately. But yeah, the drone was actually totally okay. Totally made it through. So thankfully, I'm very grateful that it didn't get broken. And here is a test with my friend. We're trying to see if we can confuse ActiveTrack. So you'll see we're thinking that it's like clothing color based, because you'll see that like if I go behind, it might not be in this part of the footage, but we tried testing to see what happens when we go behind the drone. And yeah, you can see here, it can still tell it's me, even though there's another person in the frame. So we think maybe it's clothing based. Could be clothing color based. So what we're doing is basically seeing if my jumper can be transferred from me to my friend to trick the drone and trick ActiveTrack. So you'll see this now. I'm gonna like crouch down and hand over my clothing because we're wearing the same color jeans, and we're having a good time doing this. The thought of confusing the drone is quite funny, and you can see it does expand the box, but that didn't work. The drone still knows it's me, even though I'm wearing a different colored shirt now. So we're gonna try this a second time. And I'm going to crouch down and hand the shirt over, and that looks like it worked. So it looks like you can trick it by handing a shirt over and crouching down, which is quite fun, and then it stays on the other person. So it's pretty fun to try this. You should try it if you have a friend. It can be quite enjoyable. You can see, even though we stand in front, I think crouching does seem to trick it more than anything else. Because you can see there, it went to my friend. So it can be tricked. The ActiveTrack is not perfect at obstacle. Sorry, well, it's not perfect at obstacle avoidance, but it's also not perfect at tracking people. The spotlight mode or ActiveTrack, really. So you can see me trying again, and you can see me like running around the drone, seeing how well it can handle that. And even this there got tricked. So yeah, it can be tricked. Definitely fun to do that. And here's another set of me running using ActiveTrack. It was mostly walking and then some running later. Yeah, you'll see how ActiveTrack does with some dense bushland, sorry. And yeah, you can see it avoiding the bushes, flying and following me. It's quite fun. It's actually a bit scary when you use ActiveTrack because it follows you around in a way, and it's kind of like, wow, this big scary monster. It almost crashed there, by the way. It almost hit those branches, but you hear this noise following you around, and can be a little bit scary. You can see it's decided to pull back a bit here, not go as close as it did before. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video. I'll give you a handshake like this if you subscribe. Please like the video if you liked it, and dislike the video if you didn't like it. Lens Addict out.